Do you hear that in the distance? Is that dogs or coyotes? Coming from this direction. We think there may be some wild coyotes in the hills behind us. See what's going down.
Looks like it could be an old...
The old Wild West. Did you hear a dinner bell? What was that? Okay. Did you hear a ghost bell? All right. I didn't know if you went over to the chuck wagon or what happened.
You just do a Leland. Got a warrant!
Dog the bounty hunter. All right, we better continue investigating.
Okay. You say we just jump on the roof and then we could...
Huh.
Oh, what?
Jump on the roof.
Not that much farther. I could boost you.
Okay,
Boost
jump.
me up. You could
Oh,
boost
you're
me
gonna
up.
boost me?
No, I want you to do like one of these.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And then...
I thought you were gonna toss me up there like a cat.
No, you're gonna boost me up there and then I'm gonna shoot you down and out a window.
Okay, we don't need to rehearse or anything. We'll just do it.
Okay.
What do you got here?
This looks spooky.
Found something scary?
It's just cement walls with dead ends.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Look at that fall into nothing up there. You just walk out that
Ooh.
door.
Heard something move in there. Oh my goodness. Hello and welcome to Beaumont, Kansas, a tiny spot on the road 40 miles east of Wichita. Beaumont began as a stagecoach stop for people traveling west after the Civil War. In 1879, Edwin Russell and his wife Emma opened a small hotel with food and lodging, originally called the Summit Hotel and later renamed the Beaumont Hotel. The 8-room inn and restaurant became a handy stopping place for ranch hands and cattle workers going down the trail, one of whom was a handsome young cowboy named Zeke, who would stop in now and then for a shot of whiskey. But in time, he became enamored with the innkeeper's wife, Emma, and would persist in flirting with her. The hotel owner, Edwin Russell, became hotly jealous, with a secret anger, and in his hatred of Zeke, he hatched a plan. One night, a group of cowboys on a cattle drive were camped in the field next to the hotel. Mr. Russell approached them with a deal. He offered them cash money to rough up the young cowboy that had been coming around and get rid of him. The next morning, Zeke rode into Beaumont, and as soon as he tied up his horse, one of the cowboys from the field walked up, pulled out a gun, and shot him dead on the steps of the hotel. Edwin Russell ran outside in a panic. He had never intended for it to go that far, but the deed was done. And the cowboy saddled up and continued down the trail. The next day, life in Beaumont, Kansas went on as usual. It's said that although Emma Russell continued with her wifely duties of cooking and cleaning, she never again looked Edwin in the eyes, and never said more than a few words to him for the rest of their lives. In the late 1880s, a railroad company with a route from St. Louis to San Francisco, put a stopping station in Beaumont, along with a water tower which is still functioning today and is the oldest wooden water tank still standing in America. Sadly, after a few decades, the railroad went a different direction. Until one day, in the mid-20th century, a cattle baron was flying over the countryside in his small single-engine airplane to inspect his livestock from the air. When down below, he saw the Beaumont Hotel and Cafe and decided maybe he should stop in for some lunch. And so, he did a loop-de-loop in the air, barreled down the nose of his plane, and used the old dirt road in front of the hotel as a landing strip. Then he pulled his plane up and parked right by the front door. "I hope you don't mind. I brought an unusual vehicle," he said as he climbed out of the cockpit. "Not at all. We are glad you're here," said the people standing there. And so a brand new era for the town of Beaumont began. The cattle baron was friends with other cattlemen who used light aircraft to check on their herds. And almost every week from that point on, they began meeting at the Beaumont Cafe. In turn, they recommended it to other associates who also had small airplanes. And the town of Beaumont quickly became known as a luncheoning spot for aviation nuts. One of the few places in the world where you can taxi your plane right down the street and stop it at a parking space right next to a car. In the late 20th century, a businessman who loves airplanes bought the old hotel and cafe and renovated it into a modern-looking building with a gabled sunroom wrapping around the front, 11 comfortable new bedrooms upstairs, a small-town diner in the front, and a spacious meeting room in the back. The town itself has a population of about 30 people, and most of the adults work at the hotel, as it's the only business in town. And over the years, they have plenty of stories to tell, including tales of a mystery man who would land his plane at the hotel and come in for a cup of coffee while he waited for a quote-unquote business meeting. His name was Barry Seal, a famous smuggler who would fly contraband under the radar. It's rumored he loved the Beaumont landing strip because there was no flight logs and no paper trails to be followed. It was the perfect setup for him. But what no one knew at that time was he was actually a double agent, secretly informing for the US government, and he helped bring the drug cartels to justice. Tragically, Barry Seal was assassinated by Colombian spies in 1986. Today, the hotel displays various memorabilia pertaining to his cloak and dagger exploits. The dark mystique of Beaumont's secretive side continues to this day. The hotel has become a hangout for motorcycle clubs and motorcycle rallies, and some say it's still a haven of smugglers. Although just 40 miles east of the city, the town feels isolated. Outlaws may also like the wide open view of the highway, where any approaching enemy could be easily spotted from miles away. However, hushed whispers of bikers and criminals are not the only rumors you will hear regarding the town of Beaumont. There is also the cowboy ghost. Several years ago, guests staying at the hotel said that for a moment, just a fleeting moment, they saw a Wild West cowboy standing in the second-story hallway. The hotel staff have become very familiar with this apparition. They call him Zeke, as it is assumed he is the poor soul gunned down so many years ago. And Zeke is very active today. At night, you will hear the sound of jangling spurs up and down the hallway, and the occasional loud bang like a pistol. But Zeke's greatest trick is moving chairs and tables and other furniture around. On one instance, a desk was moved inside an empty hotel room to blockade the door from outside entry. It happened in the King Deluxe Suite, which will be the base camp for our investigation tonight. And now we invite all of you to join us this evening as we conduct a paranormal investigation into the haunting of the Beaumont Hotel.
I've seen him do it on skateboard, but
And I think it's around the corner this way.
Okay.
All right, 202. You got it.
Oh my gosh. It has a telescope.
A telescope,
It has a
huh?
telescope.
So you can do some spying.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, you weren't kidding.
Look at this.
Yes, you have a hangout room here. There's a fridge for your snacks.
Oh my gosh.
You put your midnight snacks in there.
Look at this view. I'm sure that you can see the train station from here. And there's this one.
Oh, wow.
Look at this view. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to use this telescope. Wow.
Now look how old these windows are.
I love the wooden ceiling. Love that old cabin feel.
That's the old-fashioned ceiling. And you picking up anything yet?
You know, you can see really good all the way to those, I don't know what they're, windmills out there. But when the stars come out, that's what I'm going to be interested in. Oh my goodness.
Those are the Swedish windmills. What do they call these? Wind turbines?
Well, you can see those clear.
The giant
as-
windmills from Denmark.
I gotta work on my pirates, or my,
Arr, matey.
I gotta work on my pirate skills. They're not as sharp as they used to be.
Arr, ye dogs.
I can't see a windmill though. Maybe we can see Mars or Jupiter or Venus later.
And we got the biker gang outside. So this hotel's protected. Something tells me these hombres are packing.
Yeah.
And let's investigate the rest
Oh!
of the suite here. We are in the King Deluxe Suite.
Wow! Very fancy bear.
Oxygen chamber.
Yes.
Robert Redford and the Great Waldo Pepper.
So cool. Who's this? Is he the drug dealer smuggler? Is that the guy?
I don't know about that.
I guess it's not the guy. Wow, bear! Is this the
Cool
Cat
room.
King? Look, I can't even stretch all the way across.
Well, as you know, there's a ghost in this hotel. And they say his name is Zeke. They say that Zeke likes to set up little booby traps for people. He scoots chairs in front of doors? What? We don't know why he does it. Apparently the ghost of this place likes to mess with things. It likes to push drawers and chairs out in front of people so that they bump into it in the night. Well,
might have a few tricks of our own. See if we can turn the tables on this trickster and maybe teach him a lesson.
Zeke, if you're here, we're ready to play.
Say this hallway is haunted. You want to make a phone call? Phone booth here.
Better shut that and change into your Superman outfit.
There's an aeronautical map of Kansas. Right, that water tower has been around a while. What do you think about this water tower over here? How old do you think this thing is? Called the grass landing strip. You see people with small planes just fly up and land right here. It all began with businessmen that came out here. They wanted to check on their cattle. And they would fly their planes out here, land right there. It's called the Beaumont Grass Landing Strip. As local lore has it, in 1948, a Wichita businessman wanted to fly to Beaumont to check on his cattle. He asked the hotel if they would block the road for his landing. That's where it began. What do you think of this plane?
Wow! That thing looks like it's been patched a few times.
The 1949 Twin Beach airplane, owned by Barry Seal, a very famous character in American history. And
What is he famous for?
Oh, he's famous for a multitude of things, but he got into some trouble. He found himself in some trouble more than once, and he was kind of a modern day outlaw.
He stole candy from babies?
Yeah, he kind of played by his own rules, but this was his plane. Part of history.
Tom Cruise drove this plane?
Well, he flew a plane like this.
Oh.
Look at that old Santa Fe Railroad car there.
I'm gonna call this the Grizzly Water Tower. It's like the Grizzly roller coaster that's made out of wood.
It's like something from Alaska. And over here we have an old Santa Fe Railroad car. And the Beaumont stopping station. Stop right at that depot, say, load them up. And fill up with water right there. Use this water tower.
Where does Sir Topham Hatt live?
I'm cutting that part out, wise. Oh, check it. Just check out how much wear and tear this plane has seen.
Ooh, wow.
That thing has been on some missions.
Ooh.
That thing has seen quite a bit of action, it looks like. Imagine riding across the country. Looks like this is where the railroad ends.
Oh, yep, there's the end of it. Looks like these tracks are overgrown.
Yes, this is a discontinued railroad. As you can see by the hay bale, where the trains used to go. The town was established 141 years ago.
Wow.
They constructed this water tower to service a railroad town. I still don't know why it says Frisco. Maybe that was the name of the guy that built it.
Maybe. I don't see anything in the sign that mentions anything about Frisco.
Wow, look at this old propeller.
Someone's burning wood or something.
Yes, they're building a bonfire. Just a note to the viewer, we're not the only guests in the hotel. Apparently, a gang of Harley-Davidson enthusiasts.
We saw lots of leather chaps.
lots of people in leather jackets, and so we got some rough customers staying at the hotel too. But
Get robbed by outlaws.
yes, it might get loud tonight though. Might get loud and rowdy tonight. It says livestock in the Flint Hills. The last remnant of the great tallgrass prairie that once stretched from Texas to the Great Lakes. This is one of the few remaining grasslands that has been largely undisturbed of what used to cover a great swath in the center of America. The largest remaining tallgrass prairie there is, and it's called the Flint Hills.
Yes. They used to take the cows here to get fattened.
Yep, cows love it.
Yeah.
And you might hear some moose during the night. That's the other thing. It's not uncommon to see a cow just walk by. They act like they own the place, and in a way they do. In a way they do. But anyway, what may complicate tonight's investigation is that we have a gang of bikers staying here.
Yes.
There's about 30 bikers. It may get loud and rowdy tonight, so I hope you weren't planning on going to bed very early, because I think it may get wild.
Zeke is around, and I'm sure he just loves having all of these people here.
They say, I think Zeke may get very ornery tonight. They say Zeke loves attention. Zeke loves mischief. Zeke loves getting into other people's business. And so this may be a night where Zeke is very active. And
We brought our ghost with us.
yes, we have some surprises in store for good old Zeke. And we just want to see if we can catch Zeke on camera a little bit. See if we can bust this case wide open. Incredible. Imagine just landing a plane in a yard like this.
I don't even know where to begin.
Beaumont Motel.
As sunset on the town of Beaumont and darkness enveloped the world, a sense of foreboding was ushered in with it. The hanging feeling that anything could happen. And anything did. Let's just say this haunted hotel had some surprises in store for us.
There's a lot of guests here. It's gonna be hard to tell what's ghosts and what's guests.
Well, I'll give you a couple of hints. The difference between a ghost and a guest is a guest doesn't move through the wall like it's invisible. A guest doesn't float through the air. So, I think we'll do okay here.
And I have a couple of tricks in store. Zeke might get a little more than he bargained for this time. This time we're the ones that have a few surprises in store. Well, we know from the website that Zeke likes to move chairs in front of doors, and then when people try to walk through the doors, the chair's blocking it. He thinks that's very funny. We're going to use an old trick of putting a piece of string above the door here. We're not going to open it. And if this door moves at all, it's very simple. Anyone can do it. Just have a piece of string or even a piece of tape. You can put a piece of tape, and if this door opens, kaboom, busted. There's no way around it.
Alright everyone, in the next few moments you're going to want to watch carefully and listen closely because we were stunned by what happens next. The hotel room door, while we're talking, opens itself.
Tonight we're going to be using an alarm system that's tripwired by the laser beams connecting these two devices. Anything that moves...
What was that? The door just pushed itself open.
The door just pushed itself open. Tonight we're going to be using an alarm system that's tripwired by the laser beams connecting these two devices. Anything that moves...
What was that? The door just pushed itself open.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that just happened.
I don't think we're alone in this room. The door just opened.
It did.
Well, we have an early confirmation. The night is just beginning, and we already have some activity going on.
Now, before you watch what happens next, let me explain a little bit for some clarity. In a moment, we're going to hear a door move. I mistakenly assume it's the front door again, but it's not. Upon rewatching, it's clearly the closet door behind it, which for some reason, it just opens itself. It's apparently not latched, but it just opens a little bit.
It is a little unsettling because you're wondering if Zeke the ghost could be here now. What? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Was that the door moving again?
Yes.
Okay. It is a little unsettling because you're wondering if Zeke the ghost could be here now. What? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Was that the door moving again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This is getting interesting.
Alright, in a second here, we're going to hear the closet door moving again. The latch makes a sound, we don't know why, but for the third time now, it's like something is messing with the door handle.
The second time this door has moved involuntarily. Anyway, I'm going to stay on mission. The second time this door has moved moved involuntarily. Anyway, I'm going to stay on mission.
Zeke is really trying to get into this room right now.
The ghost may be listening to us right now, but nonetheless, we're going to proceed. We are setting up this laser detection system. It's pretty simple. We have 2 laser monitors here. If anything is moving in this room during the night and breaks the laser beam between these devices, the alarm will go off. And believe me, it is loud. And we're just going to we'll put one device in the back of the couch here.
Okay.
And one right by the television here.
Good idea.
If anything goes moving through here, beep, 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 beep. Why don't we check out the balcony area? Kind of an eerie feeling out here. Just checking, there's no air movement. We have not turned on any fans or AC because it's like 65 degrees. It's fine. The door's not opening now. I don't think anyone's in here.
At this point, we felt it pertinent to patrol the hallway upstairs to try to get answers on why our door would have opened by itself. But the thing is, our air conditioner was off. There was no windows open. I guess the default answer in situations like this is you say, oh, it was a breeze, because what else would move a door? I get you, but we didn't see other doors moving. At our house, doors don't move. I mean, we're there all the time. We don't see doors moving. I guess air currents are the go-to answer, but here's the thing. The hotel room door locks itself when you close it. If you've been in a hotel, the door locks itself. For the door to open, something has to push down on the lever. It just does.
All right, guys, we went and investigated the rest of the hotel. We didn't see any other doors moving. A lot of doors in this hotel, but none of them seem to be randomly opening or closing. And it sounds like we got some motorcycle action out here. Motorcycle gang. What's he doing? Oh my goodness! What's he doing? This motorcycle guy's gonna jump the track. Oh, we got a crazy motorcycle guy out there. Okay, update everyone. There's a guy on a motorcycle. It looks like he's lost his marbles.
Oh, he's parked over there.
He jumped over the tracks in his motorcycle. Whoa! Maybe you can watch him through the telescope.
I'm trying to see if I can see anything through this telescope.
Oh, these motorcycle guys are riding out into a field. We don't know why they're doing it.
What are they doing back
I don't
there?
know. I think these motorcycle guys are losing it.
They're going to hang out behind the old train station.
Yes, for some reason they're going behind the train station. Maybe they have a bottle of moonshine or something. We don't know why. Ah. And what kind of truck is that?
Oh my word!
That looks like an FBI surveillance vehicle. Did you see that? That looks like one of those unmarked vans that they have the guys with headphones in the back. What is going on in this place tonight?
I gotta be honest with you, I don't see anything.
Hey.
How does Marco Polo make this happen? Or is it Galileo?
Well, he didn't give up after 4 seconds. Did you call him Gargamel?
Marco Leo?
The guy from the Smurfs. What was his name?
Yeah. I see a star right there, and I want to see it through the telescope.
Patience.
Iago. Patience, Iago.
Astronomy is a discipline.
Okay, you're telling me you're supposed to be able to see planets and rings with these things? I can't even see the star that's sitting right in front of me. A tree.
You need to look above the tree.
What is looking in a paper bag?
Update everyone, we're keeping an eye on the bikers out by the depot. It looks like they're doing something over there crazy. We got a rowdy group of motorcycle guys.
Yeah, they
Out there
are
in the-
real. They're walking around with cans in their hand. You know it's gonna get
Yep,
rowdy.
I think they're chugging beers out there. It may get crazy. Anyway, we're documenting it in case we have to
Call the authorities.
call the FBI.
Yeah.
All right, phase 2 of tonight's mission. We're going to be setting a laser trap system in a secondary room. And this time it is the laser grid pattern. The same idea. We're going to be using lasers to detect movement in the dark. Except this time, we'll be watching and we'll be keeping a track. And by the way, we've used this device before and it has been very successful. You may remember.
Yep, we used it when we were at Atchison. Across the street from the Sally House.
Yep. We have used this device more than once, and by the way, it works. That's why the ghosts hate it.
Yes.
We used this device earlier this year with resounding success, and we actually saw some shadows moving around a little bit. Well, that's not supposed to happen, but it did. See, that's why ghosts like being in the dark. Because you can't see them. But this laser, what it does is it makes like laser wallpaper around. And yeah, you see, trying to escape those lasers is like Mission Impossible. If there's any bad guys, we're gonna catch them. We're gonna catch them. And so this could get interesting. We'll see what we can do. And we've already had a ghost moving around tonight. Oh boy, better buckle in for this one. And so our nighttime investigation commenced from approximately 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., during which time we operated our laser trap system. However, we saw no shadows or any other anomalies moving in the dark, at which point we re-evaluated our mission parameters, as we felt it was our duty to keep an eye on the biker gang outside. From 10:30 to midnight, we did surveillance with our telescope until it became clear that the bikers were just bikers and not criminals. This time, the campfire was put out and the last biker went to bed around 12:30, and we assumed that this was the end of our night. But at precisely 4:25 a.m., something happened. We started hearing a deep, rough sound from the corner of the bedroom wall. It lasted about 1 minute, and we only caught the end of it. Have a listen. Alright guys, it is 4:25 in the morning. We're hearing sounds of knocking, and also it sounds like furniture being dragged. Okay, everyone. It's about 4:30 a.m. now, and I'm going to do a walkthrough of the building here. I just want you to get a sense of how still and quiet it is. Nothing is stirring, not even a mouse. And yes, we're in a building full of people, but they are out cold. Nobody is up and around. I even go outside and walk upstairs, walk downstairs. For some reason, there was a low, protracted dragging or shuffling sound. It seemed to be coming from the hallway, but no doors were opened and nothing was moving. It seemed to be coming from the hallway, but as you can see, there's nothing moving around. Nothing like a person. Very strange. Also, I wanted to tell you about one of the major ghost sightings. They actually took place in the dining room in the rear of the building. And the person said that they saw a white mist just take the form of a person and started floating at them. Of course, they were very frightened and they ran away. But they said it was just a cloudy white ghost. Almost looked like a person, and it started coming right at them. Anyway, just wanted to share with you some of the haunted happenings here at the hotel. And I have to say, this walkthrough is a bust. I could not find any evidence. What was that noise? We don't know. Well, everyone, we had quite an evening, you could say. Didn't get a lot of sleep. We had some wild occurrences. Apparently there was some loud knocking.
It sounded like a table or a chair being dragged.
Yes, it began with what sounded like a large piece of furniture. It sounded like the size of a refrigerator. We're theorizing it was a table. Feel like Zeke or whoever it was may have been watching us and saying, well, if you're going to change the rules, I'm not going to play. That might have been what he was saying.
He might like that sunroom, too. He might be hanging out in that sunroom. Should we go check it out? Now, does this count as a chair behind the door?
Ah, interesting. This is where the knocking had to be coming from.
Yeah, it had to be coming from this room.
Except it was dark, no one was out here.
Nope, this chair doesn't even make enough noise, look. It doesn't make enough noise for what?
No, it was heavy. I wish we had the camera on, but we didn't. It sounded like we're trying to recreate it.
These are not heavy enough
No.
to reduce the sound effect.
I almost thought it was luggage, but then I was like, what are they dragging? Bowling balls?
Yeah, it sounded like a refrigerator compared to what, I mean, I thought this would do it, but...
No. Yep, the knocking would have been from right here. Right here.
Check it out! I thought it was a black cat in the tree. It's a little black squirrel. I've never seen a squirrel that looks like a black cat. Oh my God, you see him over there?
Black squirrel? It's a black squirrel. What in the world? But that is a pitch black squirrel. He's a black squirrel. Do these exist?
I know, I've never seen that before.
I mean, he is jet black, people. Is that a tab cola down there? That's even more rare. Whoa! There he goes. A little strange. Sure. There's one of the crazy bikers now.
Oh, it's
Boy, that guy got loaded last night. Boy, that cafe downstairs, it serves beer, it had Bud Light, Michelob, everything in the fridge. It had tomato juice. I wonder what that's for. Boy, that dog's having a fun morning. Yeah, some of these bikers got wild, but they did go to bed. Boy, these dogs are having a rip-roaring good time this morning. Yeah. Oh, we got some dogs having a grand old time.
Must know where the squirrel lives.
There's another one of the hillbillies.
Wow.
Does that man have some sort of flying contraption on his back?
What are you talking about?
Do you see the guy over there? He has some sort of, like, flying machine?
Oh my god.
I don't know what he's doing. What is that? It's like a jetpack.
As we conclude our investigation into the Beaumont Hotel mystery, first of all, we'd just like to thank you for being here. And right now, we'd like to present to you an analysis of some of our findings. Here's what we're thinking. What if the black squirrel we saw climbs into the walls or rafters during the night? Could that be the scraping or scooting sound we heard? I don't know. That's a pretty big if. Now, as to the loud bangs and jangling sounds that often occur, we know that the old hotel sits on a wide open pasture with wind turbines in the distance. And surely these same winds are battering the building. Maybe ghostly sounds are heard when a gust of powerful wind hits the side of the hotel at night. It could even be why sometimes furniture seems to move and doors open by themselves. In a building this old, there are bound to be things shifting around or even falling over. Regarding the many stories of Zeke the cowboy, we must consider the possibility that these are tricks of the mind. During our stay here, we saw plenty of Marlboro men sneaking around behind buildings with cans of beer. Perhaps late at night, one of these modern-day cowboys could be seen silhouetted in a window or lurking down a quiet hallway. And with tales of ghosts already flying about, it's forgivable to the eyes and ears if they cannot resist the temptation to ignite the matchbox of the imagination. We will tell you though, the people who live and work here say that Zeke the cowboy is real, and they have seen him with their own eyes. There is something lasting and retaining about this stop on the road. As we were leaving town, both of us turned around and said, I want to come back here soon. And we don't always say that about every place we've been. Beaumont is an oddly compelling story. This place began as a stagecoach stop, a mere signpost on a dirt road. It was never meant to be anything. Over and over again, this town has been discounted, but each time it keeps reinventing itself somehow. What began as a dusty speck on an old map over time has become a place for dreams to take flight. In Beaumont, Kansas, it feels like each tomorrow is brand new, and the sky's the limit. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.